Shabbat Shalom, good evening. We welcome those of you who are our members and those who are our guests, those joining us from near and those joining from afar. We're grateful you've chosen to begin Shabbat with us. And tonight will be a very special Sabbath evening service. As you may know, earlier this month we observed National Organ Donor Day, a cause to which our beloved cantor has a very special connection. And so tonight he has invited his beloved friend, Neshama Carlbach, to lead us in song. We begin with a song for the Sabbath day, Psalm 92, and you can follow along on page 15 of our prayer book, available on our website.
Na na na
Now we turn to page 23 for the kindling of our Shabbat lights.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadik shel Shabbat.
Page 37. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we care nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Please sing with us.
Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, "How filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it." Be our inspiration in the tasks that confront us, both in seasons of joy and times of adversity. Send forth your light and your truth to lead us. When doubt and confusion assail us, help us remain constant in our devotion to you. Deepen our loyalty to the sacred obligations which rest upon us. May our hearts never turn away from that covenant, and let our lives ever testify to our faith in you. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be upon thy heart. Thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt speak of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes. Thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God.
Bailim Adonai, mi ka'amocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, osef eleh. Mi ka'amocha bailim בוקע לפני משה ומרים, זהלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך בailim Adonai, מי כמוך נדע Osef eleh, Osef eleh. We hope you sing with us at home.
Page 41. As the Sabbath descends, it enfolds us in its mantle of peace. It brings to us the precious gift of time, time to embrace family and friends, to reflect more deeply on the meaning and purpose of our lives, and to worship in the beauty of holiness. May every Shabbat be for us a sanctuary of love and devotion, bringing contentment to our hearts, happiness to our homes, and blessings to our people.
ביום השביעי וכל מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם יש בין השבת יש בין השבת
Prayer invites God to let an eternal presence suffuse our spirits, to let a will greater than our own prevail in our lives. Prayer cannot bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will.
Shabbat Services.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, Bezrat Sarah.
Page 44. Infinite is your power, O God. Great is your gift of life. In loving kindness you sustain the world. Through the endless flow of your blessings you preserve all of creation. You uphold the falling and heal the sick, free the captive, and keep faith with your people in death as in life. Who is like you, author of life and death? We praise you, God, the source of eternal life. Page 46. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among the inhabitants of all lands. May the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Blessed is the eternal God, the source of peace. We continue silently.
Judaism has always been a religion that has preserved its integrity while adapting to the times. As liberal Jews, we don't feel obligated to maintain the letter of every law, but rather we find ourselves adhering to a moral code that empowers us to leave the world better than we found it. You see, in every stream of Judaism, we champion the teaching that to save one life is to save an entire world. It is this guiding principle that has inspired changes in rabbinic legal issues, often resulting in the extension of human lives. We live this ideal in our actions, and we are reminded of this message by the physical Jewish symbols which serve as our spiritual cues. As we learn in the opening verses of this week's Torah portion, Tetzaveh, the eternal light, or the Ner Tamid that adorns all synagogues, is more than just an illuminating object. It's part of the architecture and religious symbolism of every Jewish sanctuary. While the meaning of the eternal light has been debated, there is one interpretation that resonates deeply with me. As Proverbs 6:23 reads, "The mitzvah is a lamp, the teaching is a light." The Ner Tamid is meant to remind us of all the commandments our people agreed to follow and all of the ethical and ritual choices we make in order to brighten the world. We are dedicated and directed to be charitable, to support our friends, to visit the sick, and to be generous. Now, I must confess that I'm not overly fond of giving sermons that are quite so personal in nature, but I'd like to make an exception today. As you may know, I am an organ donor. A few years ago, I donated one of my kidneys to my mother. And in honor of National Organ Donor Day, which is celebrated every February, permit me to share my story with you. I will forever remember the night before the surgery. My sister's family and mine had dinner at a restaurant, and without any prompting, all 4 of our sons stood up and gave toasts, impromptu blessings to my mother and to me. It was one of the most special and emotional moments of my life. At the risk of oversharing, I want you to know that the first night in the hospital was really quite difficult. My surgeon and anesthesiologist were brilliant, and I truly believe that their hands were guided by God. That said, this particular surgery begins with distending the abdomen through pumping in of natural gas. Though most of it is eliminated before the surgery is complete, some remains, and it's terribly painful. I was warned about this in advance, and it came as no surprise, but it certainly remained uncomfortable. I was offered several varieties of pain medicine to assist, but truly, the one thing that provided me relief was a song. Just before my operation, my friend who joins us this evening, Neshama Karlbach, shared her first vocal rough mix of a song that she was working on, and it was among the greatest gifts I have ever received. In this song of healing, Neshama asks that the source of life who blessed the ones before us heal us now. She asks that the healing light should shine upon us and bring us healing. Beyond the beautiful poetic prayer, the musical groove and the arrangement of the song were up-tempo, joyous, and hopeful in nature. It was different than any other healing song I had ever sung or heard. It was personal in the tones of Neshama's soulful voice, and it was communal in the answering of the choral voices on the recording. The song provided me with a sense of empowerment and hope that as my ancestors before me, and like so many others that I know and love, my mother and I would get through this. I think I listened to it 20 times that night during my most trying bouts of pain. The first day back at home was challenging but manageable thanks to my wife Rachel, who anticipated my needs well before I could even conceive of them. And after a day, I could walk to the end of my driveway and back. By day 3, I could walk to the end of my block. My goal was to walk to my parents' condo just 3 blocks away, and once I was able to get there, it became my daily routine. I would sit with my mom and we would listen to music. As we healed together, we would chat, share a meal. You see, walking was the only form of exercise that I was allowed, so I was fortunate to have many friends joining me. Some would even travel from different parts of the state just to go on a walk with me. Each walk was filled with storytelling, laughter, and bonding, and I am so grateful to my many friends and family members who tolerated my snail's pace in order to help me heal. Truthfully, I'm convinced that my recovery was unusually quick in part due to the outpouring of love and support I receive from my friends, my synagogue community, colleagues, and congregants. So I thank you all for that. Neshama and I live 4 houses from one another. She is exactly halfway between my house and my parents. She too joined me on walks and for meals, and she was a beacon of light and friendship, and I'm grateful to her and her husband, Menachem. They both texted and called often to check in on me and my recovery. Dear friends, this evening I invite those of you who are unwell and who are caring for loved ones and who are ill to think about people who have been bright spots in your lives. Maybe they're doctors or nurses, friends, colleagues, or family members. I invite you to say their names out loud because they ought to be acknowledged. And if you, at home, are in need of healing, I invite you to say your own name out loud. Though we won't hear one another as we remain in our homes, please be certain that the Eternal will hear you and that we, your spiritual community, we are with you. And though we are sending you our most sincere prayers for a complete recovery, I also invite you to consider for a moment the power that you have within yourself to further your healing. I know this is tough to do while you're in pain, but sometimes God needs our participation and our partnership. As the prophet Isaiah offers, when you go through deep waters, I will be with you. And indeed, this community is with you. We are all prophets in our own right. We now sing Neshama's song for healing.
May we be blessed, may we be blessed, please hear our prayer. May we be known, may we be heard, please hear our prayer. Ooh. And let us say Amen.
May we be blessed, may we be blessed, please hear our prayer. May we be known, may we be heard, please hear our prayer.
May the source of life, who bless the ones before us, heal us now.
Bring us healing light to shine upon us. Oh, heal us now. Let us say Amen. 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 Amen.
let us say Amen.
We continue now on page 127 with the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב עיקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים
Page 131. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and oh, to lose, a thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. We now turn our thoughts to those who are no longer with us, our beloved ones who have entered into the gates of eternity during this past week, and those who were taken from us at this time during seasons past. On this Shabbat, we lovingly remember Burton Joel Ahrens, Theodore Ain, Lee Burkuel, Joel Burley, Dorothy F. Blank, Sylvia Braff, Arthur Brown, Max Citron, Natalie Cohen, Frank Newton Cooper, Stephen Danson, Munya Derenstein, Leonora Edlow, David Finns, Hilda Finns, Israel Fishman, Alice Flateman, Sylvia Forer, Burton Gilbert, Gerald Gold, Edward Goldschmidt, Marvin Greenberg, Henry Grunwald, Doris Siegler Harlan, Mino Haviv, Irving Josell, David Jurek, A. Harry Kleiman, Philip Klein, Bernice Kramer, Warner L. Leroy, Arnold A. Levin, Elfried Littman, Edwin S. Lowe, Jonathan Lynn, Clara Marr, Arthur Mayer, Sam Achman, George Pretzfelder, Dorothy B. Robbins, Marion F. Rose, Milton Rothschild, Walter Richard Samuels, Valerie Shore, Sidney Shepard, Florence Powell Siegel, Diana B. Sills, Sandra Silver, Lillian Simon, Joseph Stamler, Helen S. Stone, Richard Tannen, Jerome Tarnoff, Blanche Waldman, Abraham Weiner, Adam Wagnansky. Our memorial lamps are kindled on this Sabbath that we might recall during this anniversary week of his passing the wonderful life and the great rabbinate of Rabbi Nathan A. Perelman, who served our congregation with such great dedication from 1932 until his retirement in 1973. How we savored the wisdom, the wit, and the goodness of Nathan Perelman. He was in our midst a rare and wonderful gem. There was about him a gentlemanly elegance and a polished sophistication combined with the homespun, down-to-earth style that he learned in his native Marietta, Ohio. Following his ordination in 1932 from Hebrew Union College, he came here to Temple Emanu-El, and this was the only congregation that he ever served. He did just what God wanted him to do. He comforted the bereaved, he made brides and grooms happy, and he taught little children. He had a special love for children and they for him. He was a wonderful preacher, a learned teacher, and an inspiration to us all. To all the names mentioned, so too do we add the memories of the some 2.5 million individuals worldwide who have succumbed to COVID-19. If you are in recent mourning, we remember with you. If you are observing a yahrzeit, the anniversary of a beloved one's passing, we remember with you as well. And now we continue as one congregational family to recite the words of our Kaddish prayer, page 133. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divarach yiruteh ve'amlich malchuteh, v'chayachon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala u'v'zman kariv imru, amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shalama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. And we ask that the source of peace on high send peace and comfort to all of you who are in mourning, solace to any of you who are bereaved at this time, and together we say, amen. Well, Shabbat Shalom once again to all of you. We're so grateful you joined us this evening. Thank you again to Neshama Karlbach and her amazing musicians, and to our wonderful musicians and choir as well. Temple Emanu-El is a house of prayer, study, and connection for all people, and all who would gather with us in peace are most welcome in this house of God. Our Shabbat observance continues tomorrow morning with Shabbat services at 10:30 a.m. here on our live stream. And just some announcements for the coming week. Join us next week for virtual Streicker as we welcome Professor Yuli Tamir live from Israel, Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, Nicole Strauss, Charles Blow, Mark Gerson, and Senator Cory Booker. On Wednesday, March 3rd at 7, join the Men's Club as they hear from artist Archie LaSalle. And next Shabbat, please join us for Shabbat Kodesh. We also welcome you to our ongoing programs this week. Monday at 8:30, our Mindfulness and Meditation Circle. And Thursday at 11, our support group for the Dorot generation. And finally, please tune in Sunday through Thursday at 5:30 for our virtual daily sunset service. For more information, head to our website, emmanuelnyc.org. We hope to connect with you soon and often. We continue now with the singing of our Kiddush. You may find it on page 134.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ציון מצרים. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
Tonight, we conclude with a medley of peace songs sung by Neshama Karlbach and our cantor, Glasman. Please join us.
הטוב כאילו רחמך אויבי המלכים, הטוב כאילו חלו רחמך אויבי המלכים, כי לא תמו וכי לא תמו הטוב כאילו חלו רחמך עובר המלכים כי לא תמו כי לא תמו כי לא תמו חסדיך כי לעולם קיווינו לך וכי מעולם קיווינו לך וכי מעולם I must have dreamed 1,000 dreams, been haunted by a million screams, and I can hear the marching feet. They're moving into the street. Now did you hear the news today? They say the danger's gone away, but I can see the fire still light, and it's burning into the night. There are too many men, and there are too many people making too many problems, and not much love to go around. Tell me why this is the land of confusion. This is the world we live in, and these are the hands we're given. We'll use them and let's start trying to make this a place worth living in. Oh, say shalom, shalom b'meromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Oh, say shalom, shalom b'meromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu. Ol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen. Hu yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu. Ol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen. Lift your voices for peace. Oh, say shalom, shalom b'meromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Oh, say shalom, shalom b'meromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Oh, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu.
Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha.
May God's radiance shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom.
And may God's countenance always be lifted to yours and bring you, your beloved ones, your family, your community, and this world a Shabbat of peace.